2NURFM, a broadcast service of the University of Newcastle.
So what's life on this, about a minute and a half?
Yeah, a minute 50. You're out. Nice try.
No, a minute and a half I need to be ready.
Yeah.
Get still. Thankfully he's retiring in a month from now.
How's your head?
Mine's fine.
30 seconds. She's amazing.
Not a bad way to start the day, I've got to say. 2NURFM 103.7 with a very special couple of guests. Firstly, Ranger Mick from the Australian Reptile Park. And good morning, Mick. You've got a very, very cute, very lovable guest this morning. It is Grace the Wombat, who's almost asleep in your arms there. G'day.
Oh, she is. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Look, she's very calm and relaxed now, but not 5 minutes ago she was running up and down the hallways in the studio here. She has created a little bit of havoc, and it's kind of how it goes with wombats generally. Baby wombat, I think, is one of the cutest things that anyone's ever seen.
Got to say, for the last hour, there hasn't really been a lot of work getting done from some of the staff.
Yeah.
And you can actually check out what the fuss is all about up on our Facebook page, because we are live at the moment with Grace the Wombat. Now, there are three types of wombats.
That's correct.
This is the common wombat.
Grace is a common wombat, although, got to be honest, not quite as common as they used to be. Wombats are in a bit of trouble. We have the southern hairy-nosed wombat. We find that one down on the Nullarbor Plain. And we have the northern hairy-nosed wombat, very sadly, almost gone. Only about 80 individuals remaining, and they're in a protected environment in the Epping State Forest up in Queensland. Tony Abbott used to go and dig a few holes for the wombats at one stage. But most of that population are post-reproductive, so they're effectively going, unfortunately.
And for wombats generally, Mick, what are some of the threats to them? What usually are the things they need to watch out for?
If you're a wombat, well, wild dogs is a big issue for most native animals. Car accidents, and very sadly, a few naive farmers who still shoot wombats as a matter of course. They claim that they're highly destructive, and certainly they go through a few fences and whatnot, but I don't think many cows really fall down wombat holes and break their legs, and I don't think many farmhouses are actually falling off the stumps as a result of wombat infestation. But probably the nastiest thing for a wombat is an introduced disorder or disease, if you like. It's really called sarcoptic mange, and this came in on foxes. It's a tiny predatory mite. It arrived with foxes a couple of 100 years ago. Wombats are highly susceptible, and this little mite will consume the hair follicles on wombats. Blindness is one of the initial things, and then of course they become bald. They can't insulate themselves, and they usually die of pneumonia. It's a pretty nasty way to go.
Yeah.
If you ever see a wombat wandering around in the middle of the day, that generally tells you the animal's blind. It'll have big round marks around the eyes with no fur. We call it panda eyes, and that usually says that a wombat's in some very serious trouble.
Yeah, fair enough. And again, you can see the opposite of that, a nice full head of hair.
Oh, she's beautiful, isn't she? And smells lovely. She has a regular shower because she's at heel, so she'll follow you around the whole time. So if you hop in the shower, she hops in the shower. You hop into bed, she hops into bed.
Oh, wow.
You go to sleep, she stays up all night.
And, so she's a party animal if you choose to be too, mate.
Oh, look, she is, although the trick is to have a lot of fun and games prior to about 10 o'clock at night. And if you're lucky, she'll snuggle up and sleep most of the night.
She's trying to wriggle free of you at the moment.
She wants a cuddle,
she wants a
Mark.
bit of a cuddle.
Fun for a while.
Look, you can
Yeah, there we
She
go.
wants a cuddle
Over
from
this
Mark
way.
like a baby, she'll over your shoulder.
There we go. Oh, look, how nice is that? A big g'day, by the way, to your friends and colleagues at the Reptile Park who are watching our Facebook Live at the
Oh,
moment.
I'm sure they all are. Get back to work, you slackers.
Now, Grace is one.
Just about to turn one,
What
yeah.
were the circumstances of her turning up at work?
All right, she came to us from the Barrington Tops. The Reptile Park also operates Devil Ark and Aussie Ark, which is the rescue attempt for the Tasmanian devil up in the Barrington Tops. And unfortunately, Gracie's mum was found on the side of the road, car accident. And we think Gracie was probably hiding in the bushes next to dead mum for about 4 or 5 days. The record is 9 days with live baby in dead mum's pouch. So if you ever see a dead wombat on the side of the road, we would implore you to hop out of the car and go and have a closer look. If it's a male, hop back into the car. If it's a female, we'd like you to check the pouch. And if there's a bub in there, we want you to remove that bub and keep it nice and warm and take it straight to a wildlife caring organisation. Don't try and feed it yourself unless you really know what you're doing. It's a highly specialised formula for baby wombats, so ice cream, melted, all sorts of human food, no good at all. People think because it's a white liquid in a bottle that it must be melted ice cream.
Milk-like, so that's close
Yes,
enough.
No, it's not. They can die very, very easily if fed incorrect formula. So take it straight to a wildlife carer. If you see one which has been painted, and I know it sounds odd, either in fluorescent purple or green paint, a cross on it, that's not kids mucking around. That tells you that somebody has checked the pouch of that animal and no baby inside.
Baby free.
So, baby free. So fluorescent paint on it, purple or bright green. The first time you see it, you think, oh my gosh, how terrible. But actually, no.
How hard is it to train one of these to do what you want it to do?
Extremely hard. They are very hard-headed. They're stubborn. People think they're stupid. They're not at all. They're actually pretty smart, but they're very determined. And when they decide to do something, that's it. So, if you think that raising a wombat, you could lock it in the bathroom, forget that.
It's not going to happen.
No, I tried that once. Straight through the bathroom door, tiles off, all that sort of stuff. And right now, this one is creating a little bit of havoc.
Just starting to chew through our notes.
Yeah.
Our papers are all a bit of a mess.
It's Sarah, Mark's producer. She's just started this music.
She's
that's
taken over.
hilarious.
This is a slight chance she'll
I'm
take the
panelling
buttons
and
off the
Grace is
keyboard
coming
in a
over.
moment.
It's all happening. Look, it's been
that's fantastic.
been a bit of a pleasure having you both in because it looks like she's now wanting to chew on
She's going to
the
be a
mouse.
DJ.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll grab Grace.
She's very, very inquisitive and very au fait with all things human. So she
Didn't like the notes I was writing you, Mark, because she's eaten them.
she'll have a
They're
bit of
all
a chew
gone.
on that. She can eat a bit of paper. That's cellulose based. So at this stage, they're just starting to investigate all sorts of great things to eat. You start them out, oddly enough, on a bit of charcoal because if they were in a burrow, they'd be nibbling away on roots with lots of dirt on them. The odd burnt stick, so charcoal is actually very good for their digestive system. So
And you had a bit of ice cream as a no-go.
ice cream is a no-go. Ice cream is a no-go. Sweet potato, they really, really like. They like corn, carrots, all sorts of grassy things. Kikuyu grass, which isn't a native grass, but that's one of their favourite things all the time. So you spend a lot of time wandering around the neighbourhood, picking up grass and that sort of stuff.
Alrighty, look, Grace wants to get down to the ground and maybe get back home to the Australian Reptile Park. Mick and Grace, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. It really has.
Alrighty, yes, we're up on Facebook Live. You can have a look at the video there. And we have a family pass to give away to the Australian Reptile Park. So we'll simply take our fourth through on 49216216 and we'll get you down there to meet Grace, the Wombat, and all of the other fun animals that they've got there. 2NURFM 103.7.